And now, when we switch on to division of decimal numbers, let me start this topic with a opening problem over here. You all are fan of this cartoon character, right? And just we have a question based on this. Superman can fly for 4,890.100 kilometers in 60 minutes. Now, how many kilometers he can fly in 1 minute? That's a very simple question. But actually we can say for finding the distance that is covered by Superman, what we have to do? Since here the distance is given in kilometers and the time is given in minutes. So no problem in this case. We have to simply find in 1 minute the distance covered in 1 minute. So we will do the division, right? And when we divide this number by 60, that means here a decimal number is divided by another number. So we know how to divide a general number, a simple whole number by the numbers. In the same way we can divide the decimal numbers also. So let's see how to divide basically all the decimal number, means by a decimal number or decimal number by a number which is a non-decimal number. Now what happens when a number is divided by 10 or 100 or 1000? So while dividing a number, what happened? The digit of the number and the questions, they are same, right? And only the position of the decimal changes and it shifts to the left by as many places as there are the number of zeros after 1 in the denominator, right? For example, if we take here like 42.5 is divided by 10. So in this case, what we will do first of all, we will convert the decimal number to a fraction. Okay, so 42.5, how many digits are here after decimal? 1 digit. So in the denominator there will be 1 0 after the number 1 over here. And we know if I convert this divide to multiply, I have to reciprocal the number which is written to after the division symbol. So I will take the reciprocal of 10 and the reciprocal of 10 is 1 over 10. Okay. Now let us simply do it. It becomes 425 times 1 divided by 100. And now 425 by 100 means 425 hundredth, right? If we see from the place value chart, 425 hundredth. Now what does it mean? When we have to divide, there are 2 zeros to the left of it, right? So when there are 2 zeros, we have to simply shift the decimal. In the number 425, there is no decimal. But if there is no decimal, it automatically means that the decimal is at the last. Now, when we have to shift it to the 2 places to left side, because in division decimal will go left and the number now becomes 4.25. Okay. So, division by 100 is clear. Let us see now division by 100 for one more number. Now, if instead of 42.5, the number is 4.25 and now we have to divide by 100. So, what happens? 4.25, I will remove the decimal first of all, since there are 2 zeros. So, there will be 2 zeros in the denominator. Then again, I will convert divide to multiply and this 100 will be, we will take the reciprocal of this and it will be 1 by 100. Now this is 425 times 1, that is this number, and 100 times 100 gives you 10,000. Now, how many digits are there in the denominator? There are 4 zeros in the denominator. That means what? From the numerator, the decimal will shift 4 places because there are 4 zeros in the denominator. So, it will shift 4 places to the left side. So, 425, where is the decimal? Here. It will shift 4 places to the left. So, it will go 1, 2, 3 and 1 more. That means the decimal should appear here. And there is no sign, there is no digit here. So, the digit will be filled here with the loop will be filled with a 0 over here. So, the number now becomes 0.0425. And just remember, we have to put a decimal. Before the decimal, we have to put a 0. So, the number becomes 0.0425. So, I think division by 10, 100,000 and even 10,000. Similarly, as many zeros are there in the denominator, we can easily divide the number, a decimal number, by shifting the decimal towards the left hand side. Moving on to the next part here with one more example. If it is 42.5 is divided by 1000, same, we will remove the decimal and we will convert it to fraction. Then division will be converted to the multiplication sign and 1000 will be written as reciprocal, because here we are converting again division to multiplication. And just find out, there are 4 zeros in the denominator, so 4 places again it will shift and you will get the answer as 0.0425. Now, with one more example, 2.37 divided by 10, remove the decimal, make it a fraction by putting 2 zeros in the denominator, that is dividing it by 100. Now, reciprocal of 10 becomes 1 over 10, 237 by 1000. So, 3 places decimal will shift to the left side and it becomes 0.237. Now, let us have some questions for your practice. You will try these questions on your own. So, I think division by 100, 10 or 1000, this is clear. Even the multiplication part is clear to you all. Now, how to divide a fraction, a decimal number by a whole number. Again, a very important, but the same process is followed over here. When any decimal is divided by a whole number, simple. First of all, we have to remove the decimal by converting it to a fraction. Here, 7.4 divided by 2 can be written as 7.4 upon 2, right? And now, in other way, how can I write? I can just write 7.4 as this. I will remove this decimal and now it becomes 74 upon 10, okay? And divide by 2 becomes multiplied by 1 over 2. Now, what is to be done? 74 and 2. See, what I have done here is, just we can divide, since this 74 and 2, they both are having the common factor as 2. So, they both can be divided by 2. So, I can write it as 74 upon 2. And this 10 can be shifted here, because if you are writing 10 times 2 or 2 times 10, it does not matter, right? So, this 2 I can replace here and I can place this 10 on the next side. So, I can write 74 upon 2 times 1 upon 10. And what is 74 over 2? If I cancel, I will get the result as 37. So, 37 times 1 over 10. That gives you 37 upon 10, and which is equal to 3.7 again here, right? Because there is one digit 0 in the denominator. So, decimal will shift one place to the left side and the number becomes 3.7. You can skip this part from here. Now, in the second example, we have 12.64 divided by 4. So, what we have to do in this case? Again, first of all, let us see how in other way it can be written. It can be written as 12.64 divided by 4 here. 12.64 divided by 4. Now, I can write this 12.64 by removing this decimal and by dividing it by 100 here. And again, divide is converted to multiply by 1 over 4. Now, I am replacing 100 and 4. We can exchange their places. So, 1264 is divided by 4 and multiplied by 1 over 100. So, it becomes now, if I cancel it, I will get 4 ones are 4, 4 3 times 12, 4 1 time is 4, 2 carryover will be here, it becomes 24 and 4 6 are 24. So, the number is now 316 divided by 100. Now, there are 2 zeros in the denominator. So, 2 digits should be there after the decimal. So, this 12.64 divided by 4, the final result will be 3.16. So, I hope this division of decimal number by a whole number is also clear to you. So, now any such division if you are getting, you should be able to solve it in the same manner. You have to convert the decimal first of all to multiplication sign and just find the reciprocal of the next number written after the decimal and do the multiplication. This is a very important thing, that here and in the next section what we have taken here is we have considered only the numbers which are exact divisible, right? Like If I take an example 19.5 divided by 5. So, if you divide 19.5 by 5, you will get the remainder as 0. Okay. And however, there are the situations in which the number may not be completely divisible, right. For example, if I take 195 divided by 7, it is not completely divisible here by 7. So, what we can say, we will discuss these type of division in our later segments. So, we have not discussed them here, but you know now how to actually multiply by 10, 100,000 or divide by 10, 100 or 1000. So, here we will be dealing with certain other questions in the later on classes. But in this class, we have some questions more for your practice, and you can try these division of decimal number by some whole number. So, try them on your own now. What happens if we divide a decimal number by another decimal number? Let us take an example, 25.5 is divided by 0.5. So, in this case, first we remove the decimal of this 25.5 by dividing it by 10, because there is one digit after the decimal, and here also since there is one digit after decimal, so we remove the decimal, it becomes 0.5, or simply we may write it as 5 also, and 5 is divided by 10. Now, convert divide into multiplication sign. So, what we have to do, the first fraction is remain as it is, and we will take the reciprocal of the second fraction. That means, it becomes 10 over 5. Now, we know this 10 and 10 gets cancelled over, and we have the number as 255 over 5, and even we can cancel 5 and 255. So, you get the number as 51. So, the process is same. You need to have lots and lots of questions for practice. You can do the practice. Here are some questions for you also. Try these questions when you divide a decimal number by a decimal number. So, I hope multiplication of decimal numbers and the division of decimal numbers are also clear to you when you are dividing and multiplying by 10, 100 or 1000, or it may be a division of a decimal number by a whole number, or a division of a decimal number by a decimal number. Right? I think this is more clear to you now. Let's see in the next segment what will be the next chapter. Just keep watching it. Thank you.